Raw home for Boxing UK and Punch Out Boxing. I'm delighted to be here with Kalle Sauerland. How are you, Kalle?
I'm cracking. The day of this cracking fight. I'm delighted, obviously. I always get excited at press conferences when you can announce something that you really believe is going to be a great fight. And so, but it's a good day.
Absolute banger, this one.
Also, it's not only a banger, it's that part of the world in the northeast is a special part of the world when it comes to sport, and not just. It was always talking about football, but in a lot of different sports, it's like a religion up there, and to know that it's this real. And people just said to me, we expected it to be more spiteful up there. So, because there was no tables thrown and whatever. No, there was. If you didn't notice the ice in the room, there was a lot of ice there, but it was a respectful ice up until now. And that was. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a red hot night in December the 2nd, Friday night. It's going to be great fun up there.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, Friday night. For anyone who doesn't know, a weekend in Newcastle is like no other.
Exactly, especially in December.
Absolutely looking forward to it. The fact that you've gone ahead with this fight for your man, Josh, does that mean you think rehab is complete for him?
Yeah, I'm not reading too much into that. I can only look at it from the boxing side of things, and what I work obviously together with his manager and trainer Adam Booth very closely, and where to push, where to pull back. If it was down to Josh, he'd be boxing all the world champions already. He's absolutely courageous athlete, but so easy to work with, fantastic character. So when people say, "Oh, was he going to take the fight? Was it difficult to make?" I'm like, no, it wasn't difficult to make. Actually, it was very, very easy to make. Credit to Williamson, same thing. Was easy to make on that side, but so I don't read too much into the whole rehab thing and this, that, and the other. But this fight's about whatever. You can look at it from a perception point, and we live in a world of perception. That yes, this fight probably brings closure to the whole, Avanesian whatever saga. Yes, maybe. But I look at it like Josh Kelly is born to be a world champion, and to get there, sometimes you have stutters in the way. That happened at that time. Pick yourself up and go again. And that's his mentality, though. So that's great to see.
Mm-hmm. For the manner with which Williams got his most well-known win against Cheeseman, he is a dangerous opponent. But as you said, if he's going to go up to the level of the Charlos of this world, he's going to have to get past big punches.
Of course, and Josh has been also as an amateur around the levels, the elite levels already. And so is Williamson to a degree, also with Team GB. But I think that Josh has that extra bit. But December 2nd will be exciting. But we believe in our man.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that a lot of Josh's image, the whole pretty boy thing, is that why he sort of almost has more to prove? You could say someone like a certain Cassius Clay had to go through it, De La Hoya, who was sort of those similar type of guys.
I'm not reading too much into that. I think he has more to prove because he was, of course, was boxing with Sky. Sky really pushed him. By the way, they did a great job in pushing him. But of course, that great job when a broadcaster's pushing you, it makes it at the beginning of your career when you're developing as a professional. Of course, that makes it in some adapt to it like adapt to water, and some take a bit more time. But I don't really think it's that's not really, if Josh, it's not really like he walks around and calls himself pretty boy. It's more the nature of the beast of boxing.
Yeah. Well, and also British sportsman, how we love to tear people down.
Absolutely. Build them up and tear them down.
Do you have a sort of route to the top in mind for Josh? I know he, as a fighter, isn't going to be looking ahead.
Yeah, well, the route's this. I think that this is it. All those big names. they also need another side of the card. They're the champs, obviously they need a good B side. So I think the winner of this fight, when Josh has his hand raised on December the 2nd, that's going to put him right up there for the sort of opponents those names will be looking for. So I think they'll be easy fights to make because he's very marketable. And he's a very, very stylistically attractive boxer to watch. You won't find a boring Josh fight.
Absolutely. You got Abbas, of course, going for the European title.
Yeah,
same division.
19th of November.
Where is that?
That is in the south of France.
Okay.
Le Canet.
That's not one of your shows.
No, that is a French promoter we're working with, and South France.
Is that a potential mash-up there? Champion of Europe against champion of Britain?
No, they box with the same trainer, so it'll be quite difficult. I mean, in the future, you never know in life, but at the moment, no, we definitely keep. There's enough belts to go around.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you could get Jamel Charlo over here if he's still undisputed champ next year?
Look, I mean, I don't think Josh or Adam would be worried about going over there, but ultimately, I think Charlo name over here would do very well, I think, against Josh. So I think as a fight, might even make more sense to make it here. Something you need to look at the time.
Just on this card, no announcement about the undercard yet. I heard rumours, maybe O'Hara against Ritson.
Look, there's a lot of rumours going around about the undercard, but it will be out either later today or latest at the end of this week. Be a big undercard, of course, for such a fight.
You're going to be showcasing a lot of the Northeast talent?
Yeah, to Northeast talent, we're going to have, I'll tell you a few now. Matty Harris will definitely be on there as well, on top. So Northeast talent, Matty Harris. Looks like Lyndon Arthur potentially as well on that night. So there'll be a host of good names.
Like I said, can't wait. Anything on a Friday night in Newcastle is well worth visiting. Just on some of the other shows upcoming, on the Friday the 25th, it's sort of like a comebacking / development show, Harlem headlining.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more than that. I think the development show we did there last year was on the internet. That worked very well for us. Now this is a proper Channel 5 night. It's the first time Harlem Eubank is the main event on Channel 5, so very proud for him. And Tom Farrell, tough opponent. I think it's a cracking fight for terrestrial TV. So we're very excited about that. 25th of November, and then on the 26th we have a night later. We've got Nathan Gorman, Fabio Wardley. So big weekend.
Absolute banger. That is going to be a real great weekend. What's the plan for Harlem? Are you looking to target Dalton Smith?
Yeah, it's a fight that a lot of people are already talking about now, but they both go their own ways, and when the fight's ready to be made commercially as well, because it's a great fight, you don't want to be underselling both guys. If you did it right now, I think you need to grow it, but we've got to get past Tom Farrell first. It's his first time headlining on Channel 5. So, the eyeballs will be on that, and then, eventually, hopefully that Dalton Smith fight on a domestic scene will be great. But I see both of them as potential future world champs. So, Dalton as well, I think he's a very good fighter. But I think, listen, if he's headlining Channel 5 already, Harlem Eubank, then I'd say Dalton Smith has got some catching up to do commercially.
Very interesting. Just finally, the fallout from the Benn Eubank fight, which never happened. What's the situation regarding it? Are you looking at a world title shot for Chris, or revisit the Benn fight?
No, well, like we announced, we're basically seeing what comes out of their investigation, but at the same time, we of course are looking at other options in the short to medium term. I can't judge what they've done, what they've not done until they've had that investigation, which I believe and hope is ongoing, but we're none the wiser yet. So yeah, like I've said, we look at what other options there are, and there's luckily at that weight plenty of options.
All right, well, we'll have to wait with bated breath. It'll be exciting. Kalle, absolute pleasure, and look forward to seeing you again in a month.
Thank you very much.